Hey guys, what's up? This is Diego here at Cinemageddon Reviews. So, this is a review I've been meaning to do for a little while now, but I've been busy with this or that, but now that I'm here, let's talk about Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2. So, for those of you who've never heard of it, Love, Death, and Robots is a Netflix original series that's not really a TV show in the traditional sense. It's more like an anthology collection of short films, usually animated, that have something to do with love, death, or robots, or some combination of the three. These short films are made by some very talented animation teams, have some pretty biting social commentary, and occasionally feature some top-notch acting by people like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Topher Grace, Michael B. Jordan, Nolan North, among many others. They're also very much not on the family-friendly side of Netflix. There are a lot of gratuitous violent scenes, some pretty graphic sex, and a lot of stuff that your kids shouldn't be watching if they've never seen Deadpool. The first season of Love, Death, and Robots dropped about 2 years ago and had 15 episodes that were each amazing in their own way. The animation in a lot of those episodes was so incredible, at one point even photorealistic, and the social commentary was so investing and the concept so unique that it was kind of hard not to watch it over and over. Anyway, the long-awaited second season of this show finally dropped on Netflix last month, and I was really excited to see what it had in store. Admittedly, I was a little nervous after all season 1 set the bar pretty high. It had quite a few episodes that were nothing short of unforgettable, and therefore had a lot to live up to. And... wow, man. What a step down, you guys. It's not a stretch to say that Season 2 is a lot more lacking than Season 1, not just literally because there are fewer episodes this season. I'm also talking about the quality of the content. Certain episodes this season are lacking in either the animation style or the uniqueness of the concept or even the relevance of the politics behind them, or in a lot of cases all three. That's not to say that there isn't stuff that I enjoyed this season. There are 8 episodes released in Volume 2, and 3 of them were spectacular. One of them is kind of like A Quiet Place in space, starring Michael B. Jordan. That's really the best way I can describe the plot, but basically it has great suspense, great animation, and of course Michael B. Jordan is great in everything. There's another episode that uses stop-motion animation, and the story is kind of like a fucked-up take on Christmas. It's actually kind of funny in this dark way. Stop-motion animation is my favorite kind of animation, and it adds a sort of nostalgic vibe to the whole short. The story kind of reminded me of like The Nightmare Before Christmas, except it was 100 times more twisted than anything Tim Burton could have come up with. But the best episode of the whole season is kind of like Blade Runner meets Children of Men, with a little bit of Elysium mixed into it. The animation is great, there's a lot of gorgeous camera work and environmental design, and I enjoyed the political message behind it. It was actually really well done. The thing is, the other 5 episodes of the show aren't as good as those, and the contrast is pretty noticeable. There's one episode that's a lot more philosophical than I would have liked personally, and I just found that the story wasn't that interesting. It's one of those situations where it could have easily been a live-action short, or maybe they could have done something different with the story. There's a giant corpse that washes ashore and people are fascinated by it for a while, but then they just kind of get bored of it. I don't know, it was just so boring, and maybe it was the directing style, or the slow pacing, or the way the story was written that I wasn't a fan of. All I know is, it's kind of the standout of the whole series in terms of how bad it is. And if you watched it, I don't know what your experience was, but to me personally, because this was the last episode of Season 2 that I watched, it kind of made the whole thing feel like it ended on a sour note. Last season, the final episode was action-packed, it was intense, it was scary in a lot of parts, and the finale was friggin' explosive. It made you feel like it was an appropriate ending to an already great first season. I don't know, guys. Maybe it was the pandemic, maybe that's the reason why they didn't have as many episodes this time, or why the quality of the episodes isn't on par with the first season. I honestly just can't help but wonder what happened. Maybe if they had waited a little more this time, or if they had chosen to release more episodes, if they had any, then this season might not have been so disappointing. All I know is that last season I was left wanting more because it was so great, but this season I was left wanting more because we didn't have enough good episodes. So with that said, my rating for Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2 is 4 out of 10. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend with Netflix shows lately. Every second season of every Netflix original show is disappointing me now, because Stranger Things Season 2 disappointed me, Daredevil Season 2 disappointed me, Defender Season 2 disappointed me because it didn't happen, and now Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2 disappointed me. So, guys, lesson learned. Avoid every second season of every Netflix original series, because it'll probably disappoint you. Anyway, Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2 is out on Netflix right now for you guys to watch. If you've seen it already, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Do you like the show overall? Do you think it's interesting? And what's your favorite episode of the show so far? I personally have a three-way tie for favorite episode. There's Beyond the Aquila Rift, Ice Age, and The Secret War. If you haven't seen Love, Death, and Robots before, I'd at least recommend watching those 3 episodes. On a side note, guys, happy 300 subscribers. Wow, this is amazing. Like, the growth rate for this channel is going insane. I mean, we just hit 200 subscribers the other day. That's crazy. So I want to thank all of you guys for subscribing to our channel and supporting us and being here for us while we just talk about what we love, man, because this is great. This is truly a blessing. We appreciate you all so much. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And if you want to support the channel just a little bit more, please support us on Patreon. We got a lot of bonus content on there and exclusive rewards, including an opportunity for you to request a show or a movie you'd like to see us review in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Diego for Cinemageddon Reviews, and I'll see you on the Wasteland.